Alright, so as you guys can tell by the title, I have a big announcement to make today, and that is that I have quit my corporate job and I'm going to pursue YouTube and my other creative passions full time, which is so exciting. Saying that out loud and it actually being real is my dream come true. I felt like I needed to post today a video on its own announcing that, but then also explaining it, because everything that I do on this channel, every new moment in my life, every area that I explore, and everything that I do, I am always so honest with you guys. And I just feel like this whole YouTube channel is like my video diary almost, and so everything that I do, I just need to, like, at a human level explain and share with you guys. It's such an exciting new chapter. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you the background, explain why, like, when did this happen, just the who, what, when, where, why, everything, as I always do. So first of all, this is my biggest accomplishment so far in life and the proudest of myself that I have ever been. Imagine something that you have been working on for years, that is your passion, that you never thought would be possible coming to life. It's that feeling. So if you were to scroll all the way back on my channel, sort by earliest posted, oldest, all the way back in the beginning, you'll see that I've had this channel since 2008. Back in 2008, people were just posting. This was the early days of YouTube. People were posting for fun because they loved it. It was their passion. They felt like they could connect with other people on other parts of the world and share something in common, a passion, whether it was, you know, beauty videos, makeup tutorials, just funny videos. YouTube was a lot of funny videos back then. Ever since YouTube first came on scene, I remember so clearly the first time that I discovered YouTube at my friend's house, and we were watching these funny videos of like muffins and like the dramatic chipmunk and shoes. Oh my god, shoes. And it was just like this amazing kind of portal to the world. As you guys might know, I grew up in a very rural town in New Hampshire, and there wasn't much of a fashion scene. There was no fashion scene there. There's no like beauty scene. There's nothing like that. So as a young girl in my bedroom as a preteen and a teenager, I just loved when I got a magazine in the mail for like Cosmopolitan, 17, Teen Vogue. I devoured them. And then I felt like on YouTube, once I discovered the beauty community, it was like my world expanded from this tiny little, you know, place to this whole community. And coincidentally, at the same time, obviously being a young girl and being a teenager, I was just learning how to do makeup. And so YouTube was how I learned how to do makeup, watching beauty tutorials by Purse Buzz and Juicy Star 07, All That Glitters 21. There were so many others. These like girls were like my older sisters, like watching them do makeup. That's what YouTube was to me. It was this online community. So back then, no one was making money on YouTube. It was just a bunch of us girls in our bedroom talking about the things that we were excited about, that we were passionate about, that we wanted to share tips with each other. It was like girl to girl, and it wasn't about making money. We were just doing it because we loved it. So anyways, back then, while I was consuming all these videos, I was also making my own in 2008, but I wasn't posting them because I wasn't confident enough. I have so many, probably super embarrassing if I were to look back on them, videos that were in that same category, but I just wasn't confident. And then as the years went on, 2009, 2010, 2011, the landscape started changing and more people started doing it, and you could, start earning money doing it. And I felt like back then, like, oh, it's too late now, like, I shouldn't do it, everybody's doing it. Which, silly, I know, little did I know. But I did have the video go viral. It was on my round off back handspring back tuck, so I posted something of just like after cheerleading practice, I think it was. I just posted a video when that ended up going viral. So I did get an email from YouTube to set up my AdSense and everything, but I was 16 years old at the time, and it was a really long contract, and while it sounded exciting, I was also very confused, and I didn't end up filling it out, which again, regret. But also, it wasn't about that for me. It was just about connecting with other girls online, making sense of the world, and having fun with hair and makeup and outfit ideas, and sharing tips like, oh hey, like here's a tip I learned how to do my eyeliner, like here's how you get, the perfect wing, or here's a lip gloss I just tried that's like so moisturizing, I really like it, you have to try it. It's just like girl to girl, like as we've done since the beginning of time. So anyways, I knew that I loved consuming YouTube, but when I was maybe a senior in high school, and it was I graduated in 2011 from high school, so it was 2010, 2011, I took a video editing class in my high school. And that was where I discovered that video editing was a passion and a talent of mine, because up until that point, I actually thought that my biggest talent was writing. But we had this project where we had to put a bunch of clips to music, and it was, I think I picked this song, California Girls by Katy Perry, because it was like big at the time and it was like fun. So I put all these clips to the music, and once I played it all back, it was the most satisfying feeling of like, oh my gosh, this really makes me feel upbeat. It does something to my heart almost. Like it makes me so happy to see that I created this thing that I put together, and when other people watch it, they're happy and it makes them feel in a happy mood. And just the thought process of what, pictures am I going to choose to put together with the music, and what music am I going to choose, and, very similar to what I do today when I'm editing my YouTube videos. You guys know I love to do the clips to the music, and I love storytelling, and it's just always been a passion of mine. So then after high school, obviously I went to college. When I was deciding my major, I knew I wanted to do something in storytelling, and still, because I had this thing of like writing in my head, journalism, whatever, I was a journalism major, but I got work study, so I chose to work at our college TV station. And when I was there, one of the professors really worked with me and mentored me and showed me how to edit on real editing software, and showed me a lot of tips and tricks, and was so encouraging to me, like truly, on how to put together news packages. And then there was another professor as well who also really worked with me, and because I really liked it, I would come to their office hours, like actually, and like run my projects by them. And this was all outside of my classes, like my day-to-day work. So I guess the point I'm trying to share here is that this is my passion. This is my passion. And so anyways, when I was doing that, I won all these awards, and then I'm starting to realize like, oh my gosh, I discovered what I love to do in life. So anyways, once I graduated college, I'm like taking you through my life here to explain this all, but there's a purpose, I swear. Once I graduated college, I knew that I really wanted to move to New York. And when I was job searching, I couldn't find anything in the fields of like editing, journalism, writing, because in 2015, so much was changing. Also, they didn't pay enough for me to afford to live in New York. So after about almost a year of job searching, I found something in the marketing field, and marketing was my minor. So out of the journalism and the video editing and all these things I wanted to do, marketing was the least that I wanted to do, but it was my minor, and it did allow me to move to New York City, which, also was my dream. So I took it. And after a couple years of that, I realized that it just wasn't for me. Actually, I realized kind of right away, immediately, that it wasn't for me, because the job was very much, it was client facing and it was sales. And I am a very introverted personality. And I don't know if it seems that way. Being on camera and being on YouTube, and you see me walking around the city with my camera, but at my core, I am extremely shy. I can't hold a conversation with people in person. It makes me very nervous. My cup is filled when I am alone, spending my alone time. And so if you are this sort of introverted person that has social anxiety like I do, being in a client-facing role is kind of like torture. It's just really, really hard. And so I realized right away in this role, the first role that I got in the city, that this is not for me. There's other jobs that exist, but why am I forcing myself to do this? So, but I stuck it out. I stuck it out anyways. I learned so much from it. And then I ended up finding a different role that was not client facing, but it was also in marketing. It just, again, wasn't my passion. It wasn't that thing in life that makes me feel alive, Anyways, that company ended up getting acquired by another company. They laid off 90% of the company, myself included. So I was laid off. When I was laid off, I needed to get a position immediately, obviously, because I live in New York. New York is an expensive city, and I needed to find something. So I ended up finding another role that, again, was back to the same thing in my first job, being client facing. And that is the role that I just quit from. But I was there for the last 5 years, and it was even more client facing than the first time around. And I learned, regardless, I stuck through it. I did my YouTube on the side. I learned so much from that role. I'm so proud of the work that I did there. Truly, I really am. I learned a lot. I learned a lot of valuable skills that if I ever do need to go back into that field, I have that experience. Also, I loved working for the company that I worked for. It was, I'd say, a prestigious company in the industry. It was one that I was very proud to say that I worked for, and I really liked my team. I had a great relationship with my manager. There were a lot of people on my team that I just really enjoyed getting to know, as coworkers, but on a personal level too. And so it's not, to knock anything at all. I left on a very happy note. I put in my 2 weeks notice 2 weeks ago. So today is Sunday that I'm filming this. I'm going to post it tomorrow, Monday. And yesterday, Friday, was my last day. So I put my 2 weeks notice in 2 weeks ago. So when I was contemplating, oh my God, I didn't post a vlog, I was like, am I really going to do it? That was what that was about. Anyways, I am proud of what I did in my last I graduated in 2015, started working, and it's 2025. So 10 years of doing the thing that wasn't my passion and was actually very hard for me as an introvert. And so throughout all of this, I worked very, very hard doing YouTube on the side. It was while having a 9-to-5 job. Every waking hour outside of my corporate job was dedicated to this. Nights, early mornings, weekends. I did Vlogmas where it was, oh my gosh, the busiest time of year. And my corporate job is November and December because it's the holiday season, and it was a retail related like category. That was the busiest time of year for my corporate job, and I did Vlogmas, editing a video and filming, posting, editing, thumbnails, everything, every single day in December. I was staying up until like 3 in the morning every single night for a month doing that. Because it's all me. I don't like have any help, obviously. It's just all me doing it. And so in order to do that with a 9-to-5 job, by the way, it's not 9 to 5, it's 8 to like at least 6. Many nights, actually, I, especially towards the end, had been working until like 9, 10, 11 p.m. So yeah, I just saying that like I've worked very, very hard doing YouTube, and like for my Instagram, I used to wake up Saturday mornings at sunrise after having worked like a whole long week that week. Every like sunrise Saturday morning, I would be up and I would go all around the city shooting pictures by myself with a tripod, looking crazy, people yelling at me on the streets like crazy things, giving me funny looks, like being weird. I ignored it all and I pushed through it all, and I believed in myself because it's just something I know in my heart that I'm meant to do, and it is my passion. And knowing that like it is something that I could do as my job makes me think like that is my dream job. Like I've figured it out what I want to do in life, and that is this. And so I guess it's sort of like once you have that realization of like this is my passion in life, you just have to do it. And also, when I'm editing a video, I feel the most focused I ever feel in my life. This is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I have kind of a hard time focusing. Like I'll be having a conversation with someone and then I'll be like, wait, what? Sometimes I just have a hard time focusing, but when I am editing a video, I am locked in. I've never felt so focused in my life. And so there's just all these reasons why it feels like this is what I need to do. And I'm not gonna lie, it is a risk. Obviously, corporate is so safe. It's so sure. You know, okay, on this day and this day of the month, I'm going to receive this amount of a paycheck exactly. And I know Monday morning, when I wake up, this is what I'm going to do. And you're working for someone else, and so the risk is on the company, and it's just a safer overall thing. But do we always want to live our life just doing the safest route? Especially if we are giving up doing something that is our passion. Like, we only have this one life, and I'm sure that anyone who is watching this can think of what your passion is, and I'm sure that you can relate to this feeling of like, what if I never did it? What if I never gave myself that chance, that opportunity? What if I never just went full force and tried it full time? And that is what I think. I think I will have a huge regret in life of if I look back and I say, I never really gave it a go. I never really let myself create all the things that I wanted to create, or you know, whatever it is for you, you know, doing the thing that you really love. So yeah, and I will say, like, obviously, as I alluded to before, said, New York is an expensive city, so if I can't make this work, then I will go back to doing something safer that is, you know, full-time, that I can make money outside of doing this. I will say, okay, I tried, it didn't work. You know, I mean, obviously that would be hard, but I'm not the type to say that I would never do that. So yeah, I really just want to give it a full go. And I hope that you guys are, supportive in that. And it doesn't mean that much is really going to change. What it means is that I'm just going to be able to put more content out. More of what I'm doing. All these ideas that I had in my head I didn't get a chance to do because I physically don't have enough hours in a day because I have to put those towards my 9-to-5 job. Now I can put them towards this. And so so if you like watching my YouTube videos, then hopefully you'll like just seeing more things. And I really hope that you guys support and subscribe because honestly, I need that now more than I ever did. But I know that, you guys are always so nice and so supportive of me, and I love, connecting with you guys too. I've met so many of you guys in person. There were a couple of my subscribers actually that I invited to my wedding because I, not kidding, like made friendships with you guys outside of this. We connected, DM'd, and then like you guys DM'd me, and then I was like, oh my gosh, would love to meet you. Got coffee, realized like, oh wait, we have so much in common, met again multiple times, and then became friends. And so when I say I love connecting to you guys, I'm not kidding, like I really do. And I don't know, this all just means so much to me. Also, I feel like one of the things I love about making these videos is that I'm just a regular girl, kind of living a pretty average life. My life, I know that it doesn't look like a lot of other creators. I don't, jet off all the time in first class to all these places. I'm not buying designer bags all the time. I'm literally just a girl who is learning and exploring life as I go and figuring things out. So that's pretty much how it's always going to be. And especially now, I'm going to have to live more minimally because I'm obviously don't have the salary that I had working at my 9-to-5 job. So I'm going to have to, rewear some of my clothes and get creative and do those things. But to anyone that's had a passion, that's what you do. You have to make sacrifices in order to pursue your dreams. And I love seeing women reinvent their path in life. If they're in their 30s, their 40s, 50s, 60s, anyone can reinvent their path and start something new and pivot and achieve their goals. So when I say my creative passions, I mean obviously number one, doing content on here, same content, just more of it. Two, the photo squirrel. I do want to try to expand that more. The photo squirrel is another account that I have, which is being a photographer for other bloggers. So if anyone wants to do that or knows anyone, DM me on there. And then also my makeup bags. So a couple of you guys mentioned that if I were to make those, that you would love to buy them. So I definitely want to make more of those. I already sort of started narrowing down what I like, so that's a little thing hopefully that will be coming as well, so watch out for that. Final, just two things to say. One, I really hope that you guys are supportive of this. It for sure takes a lot of bravery to do what I'm doing, and I just hope that you guys, are supportive and can relate. And two, it's done now. The fear I have to live with, and I need to Monday morning figure out what I'm going to do next, how I'm going to structure this. So I think the next video I'm going to put live is going to be the vlog of like my last day, turning in my laptop, figuring things out, organizing everything. So it's really exciting. So hopefully that'll be the next video. So make sure that you subscribe for that so you don't miss it. And yeah. that's it. So anyways, subscribe, follow the fashion squirrel, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.